Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Good evening.
Recording in progress.
Om Agena Timiranda Seginanjana Shalakaya. Chakshurun Militam Yanata Smai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svarupa Kadama Agyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sinubhya Eva Chapa Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're continuing to discuss 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. On Wednesday we were discussing charity in Sattva-gun, in Raja-gun. Today it is our turn to discuss charity or dana. In Sanskrit it will be dana. To discuss dana in tamagun, in mode of ignorance. So we're going to start to read these verses, and Dwarkadish Prabhuji, would you like to read the verse number 22? Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Text 22. Adesa kale yaddanam pravyascha diyate asarkirtam avajana avanantam tartamasam mudartam. Translation opened by Prabhupada Ki Jai. And charity performed at an impure place at an improper time to unworthy persons or without proper attention and respect is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you see, it means that if someone wants his charity to be good charity, it means that he has to choose good place. This place should not be impure. Then he has to choose proper time. Then person to whom he is going to donate, he should be worthy person. 1, 2, 3, and 4. For proper attitude or attention and respect. And in purport, very short purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that sometimes people, they can contribute for indulgence in intoxication and gambling. So it is given like an example of charity in Tamagun. It means what? It means these activities that are related to 4 regulative principles, or better to say, related to broken 4 regulative principles. It should not be sponsored. Otherwise, degradation will be there. Those who were sponsoring and those who were getting these donations, they will be following on the path of degradation. Like we have read from Garuda Purana that if someone is not absorbed in austerity and he is not absorbed in acquiring spiritual knowledge, and if he is taking some donations, then degradation is waiting for both of them, for a person who is taking the donation and for the person who is giving the donation. Because again, we're speaking about mercy. We want to donate something to sadhu, and sadhu, he is not sadhu just by himself. He is transparent media of parampara, or transparent media of particular saintly tradition. So basically, it is not his own qualities. It is first of all, it is his connection to the source of these benedictions, connection to the parampara. And both of them are becoming benefited, those who are donating and those who are taking donations, if it is done in spiritual dimension, means spiritual understanding, spiritual consciousness, spiritualized consciousness, purified consciousness. Like, for example, I wanted to say the example, just one moment. Yeah, Narottam Prabhu, I see your hand, just... there is an example. Very simple example. I will give the example and then I will take your question, Narottam Prabhuji. The example is very simple. The example is Bhagavatam class. Bhagavatam class. If everything is arranged nicely, then both of them are benefited, the speaker and the listener. And in Bhagavatam, you take Bhakti Vaibhava course, you will get this knowledge about glory of Bhagavatam and many other things. If they are in proper mood, if they have proper attitude to each other, then it works. For example, those who are speaking, giving Bhagavatam class, they should consider themselves to be servants of their spiritual masters. Srila Prabhupada's servants means they are not acting out of false ego. They are not just advertising themselves through giving the classes. They are just following the order of spiritual master who is ordering everyone to preach. And this inner position of humility is very important on the side of a speaker. Position of humility means I myself, I am full number one, not so much I understand, but I'm just repeating whatever instructions I've got from spiritual master, from Parampara. I'm just repeating the same message like a postman, and the same way the listener has the attitude to the speaker, to Srimad Bhagavatam itself, to Bhakti Yoga in general. This humble attitude, this attitude of gratitude. Otherwise, he will not estimate it. He will not be able to estimate it accordingly, So you see, it depends. The same situation is with charity. That if someone who is giving charity, he is qualified, and those people who are taking charity, they are qualified, then Krishna is satisfied. The same way, like in Bhagavatam class, the qualification on the side of a speaker is needed, the qualification of a listener is needed. If qualifications are there on both sides, then this miracle happens. Miracle happens means Krishna is satisfied, Krishna is happy, and because of that, everything is nice and everyone is benefited and blessed by these activities. And now, Narottam Prabhuji, please ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, good evening.
Yeah. So first question is, when it says improper time, does it mean in relation to day and night?
Yeah, it is in relation to day and night also. I have these slides compiled by Radheshyam Prabhu. Maybe I will open these slides. The time of solar eclipse, for example, is mentioned there as beneficial as far as I remember. We can check it now. We will open the slides and we will see. So it was your question, right? Or you have some more questions?
Yeah, so this is the first question because, usually, so when it stays in relation to day and night, sometimes you get festivals late at night in the temple and people at the book table, they give donations, say at 8 o'clock at night or depending on what time the program finishes. So is it okay to take the donation or how do we do?
How am I doing? Well, usually we consider our celebrations like Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, and so on, that everything is spiritual, they are transcendental. So in that sense, because it is transcendental activity dedicated to Supreme Lord, then doesn't matter which time. It means just if in ordinary circumstances you donate, better not to donate before after, not to, it is better to donate not after sunset, for example. Sunset, for example. It is typical recommendation. Just let me check the slides. You have some more questions, right?
Yeah, so the second question is in the purport, it says, to a suitable person, but without respect and attention, Is it in relation to the person or is it in relation to something else?
To the person, it is attitude to the person. Means it is also related because you see, we already have spoken about this, that these modes of material nature are always mixed in material world. So it is attitude to the person, means I'm doing, but I'm not attentive to the person. I cannot, how to say, I'm not so much concerned about good qualities of this person. Maybe even I'm forced to do the donation, like it is in the case of donation of in mode of passion. What's going on? Who is? What's going on? Who is speaking? OMG, what's going on?
Background music problem.
Okay. It happens sometimes. We were getting the darshan of the ventilator also. Ventilator is here. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay, now we're going to check the slides according to your question, Narottama Prabhuji. Just let me find particular slide. So I've got these slides on Radheshyam Prabhu's website. So let's just scroll to the slide where time is mentioned. Okay, just where it is mentioned. It is mentioned here. Proper time. Okay. Proper time and place. Pilgrimage place is recommended. Lunar or solar eclipse is recommended. And the end of the month is also recommended. Here it is written like this. And do we have something else? Just let me check. Baladeva Vidyabhushana gives one more detail here. Baladeva Vidyabhushana, one of our previous acharyas, he is giving the detail. The detail is that auspicious times, such as the time when the sun moves into a new zodiac sign, from one zodiac sign to another zodiac sign. For that one has to be astrologer. Or you can download Jagannatha Hora or whatever, and you can check when sun is moving from one zodiac to another zodiac sign. It is also, it is Jyotish, it is astrology, it is, but Baladeva Vidyabhushana himself, he is mentioning this point, so you can use this time also. This time is good, according to Baladeva Vidyabhushana's purport. Let's see what is on the next slide. Okay, let's discuss these details. Let's discuss more of these details. So time and place. Time, lunar, solar eclipse, end of the month. Then when sun moves into a new zodiac sign, this time is recommended. If to speak about places of pilgrimage, holy dhammas are especially recommended. If we are speaking about worthy person, again, but by the way, it is we went back to the verse number 17.20, but it is good because it is related to our verse 17.22, because we have to understand what does it mean to be a worthy person. What does it mean? To whom? Point number 1, qualified Brahmana or Vaishnava. Baladeva Vidyabhushana and Sridhar Swami, they are saying that a recipient such as Brahmana, who can protect the giver with his knowledge and austerity. Again, Baladeva Vidyabhushan is quoting that verse from Garuda Purana that I have shown you on Wednesday, that it is better to donate to those who are engaged in the processes of acquiring spiritual knowledge and doing austerities. Also, person who is engaged in spiritual activities, and also one can donate to the temple. And if you are not sure that your money will not be misused, then you take this document, right, Dwarkadish Prabhuji? You take this document, and also you can just do particular service, whatever is needed. It is not that always there is need of doing donation. We can also buy something and bring it to the temple according to their needs. Mood of giving, very important mood of giving, without expectation of return, and with conviction that it should be given, datavyam, without expectation of return. Otherwise, if we gave something and then we are regretting why I did it, then automatically our donation converts from donation in mode of goodness to donation in mode of passion. So means it would be nice if before donating we would think about this. How much can I donate that I would not regret anyway? Otherwise it will be spoiled just by our mood of regretting. Now we are going to the verse 17.22.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, Dwarkadish Prabhuji, yes, please.
Sometimes we go out for collection, like a Radha Yatra and any festival function. We are also going to the marketplaces, which is not very auspicious place. A lot of slaughtering, everything is going on there. People are giving the donation. That can we accept that kind of donations?
Well, because you are a worthy person, you can, of course. You are a worthy person to accept. Very important point. You are accepting not for yourself. You are accepting for ISKCON. If you are in this mood, that I'm not doing this for myself. I'm like a postman. I just have to deliver this money to ISKCON. And then, if it is used in spiritual activities, if it is used in service to the deities, then all this contamination, whatever it can be, it is destroyed just by power of Supreme Lord. Like in Shri Upanishad, you will learn this verse where qualities of Supreme Lord are described, and two of these qualities are apapa vidham. Apapa vidham, one quality is apapa vidham, and another quality is shudham. Shudham means purest, the purest one, and apapa vidham means one who cannot be contaminated by sinful reactions or by sinful activities. Supreme Lord cannot be contaminated or influenced by any contamination. So don't worry. The only point is, the only one danger is if someone he is collecting donations and then he decides, let me just take part of these donations for my needs. Then he is in danger. Because this money are meant for Krishna. Okay?
And also, Prabhu, I think the charity, like for example, Food for Life or giving prasadam in auspicious time is not good, right?
I'm not getting your point.
Like
what do you mean?
Solar eclipse. During that period, we want to do Food for Life. It's not auspicious, right? We should not do that.
Yes, better not to do it. Usually we just sit in our temples and chant Hare Krishna and closing the windows and we're not looking on what's going on the street outside. Yeah, usually we do like this.
Yeah. And one more thing, Prabhu, I want to share with you. Based on 2 days ago, Monday's discussion on the receipt and everything, I went to ask my temple authority, Prabhu, why we are wasting money on printing receipt and issue receipt? And the only one word they told me, accountability. Accountability. It means that those who are giving donation, they also want to know whether they have some kind of evidence. And after that, every month, Prabhu, we have some kind of Ista Gosti. During the Ista Gosti, we print some kind of a long list who are the donors for the month and what are the expenses and what are the balance. Because the management says the main problem that comes into the temple is the finance problem.
Yeah.
If the finance people are not confident, they're creating all kind of chaos. That's why they have to give a receipt. So I say, okay, I understand. So this is basically accountability.
Yeah. These financial issues can spoil everything if it is managed improperly. Yeah, that's important.
Okay, thank you, bro.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we're going further. So, what do we have here? Different examples of tamasic charity, tamasic dana. Let's read, let's see what are examples here. So again, like we have read from Srila Prabhupada's purport, it is contribution for indulgence in intoxication and gambling, means any situation when we sponsor sinful activities. When we sponsor sinful activities, it is one of the reasons why we don't buy meat, fish, eggs, and so on. Not only because we are not eating this so-called food stuff, we're not taking this, but also because when someone is buying such production, he is sponsoring slaughterhouses and all these things. Point number B, giving charity to a suitable person, but without respect and without attention. Ramanujacharya, Sridhar Swami, Baladev Vidyabhushana, they are giving the examples. What does it mean without respect, without attention? For example, without washing the feet, if it is supposed to be done. Also, Baladev Vidyabhushana is giving the example in the form of using low forms of address in speaking. Like, for example, Mataji Govinda, one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada, she initiated that Prabhupada was, he has got this title. He has got this title Prabhupada. Before that, just during maybe the first year of ISKCON, after ISKCON was established, usually disciples, they were calling Prabhupada to be, that he is Swamiji. Likely you have read this from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Swamiji. So this Mataji Govinda, she asked Srila Prabhupada about Swamiji. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur or another sannyasi was called Swamiji, Srila Prabhupada told to his disciples in the presence of this Govinda Mataji that you should not call the sannyasi Swamiji because it is third class title, third class form of address. You should not do it. Then Mataji Govinda, she is saying, but we are calling you Swamiji, means we are wrong. We should not do this. Then Srila Prabhupada, he told, well, it is okay. And Govinda Mataji, she belongs to Western culture. She is not this typical kind of Vedic Mataji who is always obedient and self-controlled and so on. She is Western one, so she told no, because at the third form of address, we have to call you in the best way. Tell us how we should call you. And Srila Prabhupada told, well, there are different forms. You can call Maharaj or Prabhupada or something else. he mentioned 3 forms, and Govinda Mataji, she told, well, you mentioned 3 forms, but which is the best one? Which is the best one? And Srila Prabhupada, he told that the best one is Prabhupada. And Mataji Govinda told, okay, since today you will be called Prabhupada. She announced like this, and in the next Back to Godhead magazine, it was published, the article was published that our Swamiji is not Swamiji anymore. Now he is Prabhupada, and we are going to call him Prabhupada. So Baladev Vidyabhushan, he is saying that forms of using low forms of forms of address in speaking, it is disregard or it is disrespect. When we just start our spiritual practice, we can unknowingly we can do something like this, but we will be very quickly corrected by our senior devotees. They will tell us how to behave. Like I remember there was one bhakta in Russia, and we have regional secretary. We had regional secretary in the one of the regions in Russia. The name of this region is Golden Ring Area. Golden Ring area. Golden Ring means ancient Russian cities that are related to ancient part of Russian history before 17th century. So many Christian churches and many other things you can find there. So Achala Das or Achala Prabhu, he was regional secretary of this region, and he is such ecstatic preacher. And one Bhakta Yanis, he was so much inspired by his preaching, but he was so new, so young, so he could not know, he didn't know how to address, but he was in ecstasy. After listening these classes, he was so much inspired and excited. And when Achala Prabhuji, he was going on his car from this city to another city, it is the way how our regional secretaries, they are acting. They are moving from one city to another just to check what's going on in different places. So this Bhaktayanis was very happy to see to see Achala Prabhuji, and but he didn't know how to address. So what he did, he just waved his hand when car was just about to go to the another city. He waved the hand and he told Achala bye-bye. Achala bye-bye. It was really strange, but it was from his heart with all possible sincerity. And immediately the hand, this finger came out from the window of the car, and the voice immediately told, "Go to Bhakta program immediately." and then this hand went back in the car, and the window was closed, and then he went to another city. So even if we address to other people not in proper way, but we have this ISKCON, we have institution, and we will be very easily, very quickly corrected if we do some mistakes, and if we are ready to accept these corrections to be corrected. Next point. Baladev Vidyabhushana and Sridhar Swami are mentioning such points like someone can do donation or charity or dana, and time, place can be proper, and respect also can be there, but people are undeserving, unworthy people, like for example rogues, dancers, vulgar actors, and so on and so on. So it will not help person to progress spiritually. And point number D, the donation which is done at unclean place and at improper time. Like I remember there was one case when one of our sannyasis, he was giving the class, then between class and darshan he went to the toilet, and one bhakta wanted to donate him something just when he came out from the toilet. Likely it is not the best situation to donate. Better to choose another one. So it depends on a person. If we are lacking this Viveka Shakti, you remember Viveka Shakti from 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. If we are lacking this, anyway, senior devotees, if we are ready to be corrected, directed, they will be helping us to understand what is proper, what is improper, what is suitable, what is not suitable. We will understand many things by their mercy. Let's go to the next verse, verse number 23. Narottam Prabhuji, please kindly read this verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmanas trividha samritaha brahmanas tena vidascha yajnascha vihitaha pura. Translation. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and doing sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you see, there are different mantras and different spiritual processes for different ages, like Satya, Treta, Dvapara, Kali. There is mantra for Kali Yuga, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So even Krishna himself, he explains that, okay, there is such word combination or such formula, such mantra like Om Tat Sat, and it was used in past. Means not used now, it is used in past. So usually these verses from verse 17.23 till the end of this chapter, 17.28, from practical point of view, usually we are explaining in such way that our activities in devotional service should be done together with chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not Om Tat Sat, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When these three words Om Tat Sat are mentioned, the very principle of spiritualizing our activities is explained in such way. Just Shri Krishna, he is using this mantra as an example. And of course, each and every word in this mantra, Om Tat Sat, has particular meaning, which we will discuss now. And here in purport, well, better let's go to the slides. It will be easier. On slides, you will see everything. Okay, we have slides where these three words are described. Three words of this mantra. It is what? Sorry, I opened another window, sorry. Hare Krishna. We will open, which window we should open? Just one moment. This one. Okay. So, Om Tat Sat. Om indicates the supreme goal. Okay. Means that Supreme Lord, he manifests himself in form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and also he manifests himself in form of Om. But Hare Krishna is better. Namna Makari Bahutha, Nija Serva Shaktis, Tatrar Pitaniya Mitach Smarane Nakalaha. It is the second verse of Shri Shikshashtaka. You have included everything in your holy names. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is saying, means Om is there, everything is there, all energies are there, all these six opulences of Bhagavan are there, means glory, knowledge, renunciation, strength, What else? Wealth and beauty. And beauty. 6 opulences. Everything is there in Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Om indicates the supreme goal. Tat, it is about the detached work for sake of liberation. And Sat, it is about the idea or the idea or tattva, that activities are done for service of Lord, reveal true spiritual nature, and benefits are eternal. Sat means eternity, means you serve Krishna and you get eternal benefit. You are eternally benefited. It is important point. So in such way, you see, this Om Tat Sat mantra, it has, because of Srila Prabhupada's purport, it has devotional meaning, devotional explanation. It is called Bhakti Shastri course. Bhagavad Gita and Sri Ishopanishad, they can be explained, or such purports can be written for Bhagavad Gita or Sri Ishopanishad that no one will be able to understand that it is about Bhakti Yoga. Mayavadis or impersonalists, they can explain things in such way that everything will be distorted. And by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we understand that this Om Tat Sat principle includes these 3 words. That Om, everything is for Krishna. He is Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. You remember 529, verse 529. Everything for him, for Om, for supreme goal. Then Tat, it should be done without attachment to the fruits of activity. It should be done selflessly. One should not be attached to the fruits. Means I'm doing this. I'm doing such and such service. Not just that I'm waiting for some reward, but I just want to make Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, and Krishna happy with my service. It means selfless service. Detachment also means, detachments from fruits also means that I follow the instructions and I can succeed or I can fail. It depends on Krishna. It depends on Krishna. But what I'm supposed to do, I'm doing my duty. And if someone is attached to the fruits of his activities, one of the symptoms is that he usually is really worried, will it be achieved? Will the goal be achieved or not? It is the symptom of attachment to the fruits. But if attachment is not there, if detachment is there, then a person, he understands that the result depends on Krishna. It means that in both cases, will I succeed or will I fail? I will try to understand what is Krishna's will here, why it happened in such way. And detachment also means that I am doing this for their pleasure, not for my pleasure. And Sat means that I'm eternally benefited if I'm doing this activity. And my true spiritual nature is revealed. Like in Nectar of Devotion, you will read that Bhakti Yoga awakens dormant love for Godhead. Dormant love for Godhead. So it is the result of this devotional activity. Now, we're going to discuss what we're going to discuss. Just one moment. It is slide number 25. Then we're going here, slide 26. And what do we have regarding our subject matter? Just let me understand what's going on here. Very important point. So this Om Tat Sat principle is important. Why? Because these verses from 17.23 till the end of this chapter, the explanation is given that this message given by Krishna, it is not just about sattvic and pious lifestyle, sattvic and pious Vedic lifestyle. It is not about this. It is not just about to be sattvic. It is about to be transcendental. It is about our attempts to spiritualize our efforts in spiritual life. So, how to purify food, sacrifice, austerity, and charity? Question raises. And the answer is, although all is contaminated by any one of the material modes, they can be made as the means of spiritual elevation by aiming them as at the Supreme, Om Tat Sat, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal. So in such way we can purify. We can purify food just by offering our foodstuff to Supreme Lord Shri Krishna with mantras. Gauranga Pranama Mantra, right? Shri Krishna Pranama Mantra, Spiritual Masters Pranama Mantra, Srila Prabhupada's Pranama Mantra. We're doing this. So again, if we're speaking about ritual, about procedure, about mantras are different. We're using 4 mantras. Mantra of our spiritual master, Pranama Mantra, then Srila Prabhupada's Pranama Mantra, then Pranama Mantra of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pranama Mantra of Lord Shri Krishna. So we have more mantras, not just Om Tat Sat. And then we are waiting for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Let Supreme Lord take this food stuff. He is also personality. we should be patient enough to wait till he will take this offering. Everything is contaminated, is written here. Each and every action, what we are doing here in material world, is somehow contaminated by 3 modes, but we can spiritualize it. And it is exactly what Krishna is trying to encourage Arjuna to do in these verses from 23 to 28. What if one acts without following scriptural regulations? What will happen with him? He will not attain absolute truth and he will get some temporary result, but not the ultimate end of life. What you see on the screen, it is basically the purport, Srila Prabhupada's purport to this verse, but it is just divided in particular points in such a way that it will be easier for us to understand what is written here. Just the structure is given here. So Om Tat Sat, it is about absolute truth, and 3 words Om Tat Sat are uttered in conjunction with the holy name of the Supreme Lord. For example, Om Tat Vishnoh Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayo, and so on. This mantra is used in deity worship. That and the meaning of this mantra, I don't remember the source of this mantra. The meaning of this mantra that what is the meaning of this mantra? Tad Vishnoh Paramam Padam.
I have some writing, Prabhu. Can I read?
Yes.
Yeah. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Surya. Diva Chakratam Tat Vishnu Panyevo Jagramam Sa Samidate Vishnu Yad Paramam Padam. Just as those with ordinary vision see the sun's rays in the sky, so the wise and learned devotees always see the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu, because those highly praiseworthy and spiritually awake Brahmanas can see that abode. They can also reveal it to others.
Thank you very much. So you see, it is the law of spiritual life. If something is revealed to you, then you can share it with others. So it is nice that you took Bhakti Shastri course. You will get this realizations, understanding that then you will be sharing this with others, like these wise people that are described in this mantra. They are doing this, and we also can try to do this according to our capacities. Okay.
Sorry, just one more comment. What
Yeah.
normally we do, as sometimes I do perform the pujari work. So normally what we do after early morning, we bathe and then we dress and everything. And then we chant this mantra before we put our tilak. Om apavitro pavitro sarvattam gatupya yasmarit pundarikacham sabhyantara suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Om Tatsat.
Yeah.
And after that we put the tilak for 24 minutes. Then we chant the Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam as I read just now.
It is high standard. It is nice standard. It is good. So what is the question?
No, I'm telling, before we do the day morning puja, we are doing this as a pujari work.
That's right. And that second mantra which you have mentioned, Om Apavitrah Pavitrava, the meaning is that one can be pure or not pure.
I read the meaning.
Please read. Yeah.
Om Apavitra Pavitrava Sarvatam Katupiva Yasmarit Pundarikacham Sabhyantara Suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. Whether pure or impure, or having passed through all conditions of material life, one who remembers lotus-eyed Krishna becomes externally and internally clean.
So you see, just by meditating on Krishna, we purify our existence. It is one of the reasons why we chant holy names. Just this Shravanam, this Kirtanam, not Shravanam, Smaranam, which is the result of Shravanam Kirtanam. It helps one to purify his existence, to purify his consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Verse number 24. Hare Krishna, verse number 24. Mataji Keshavi Palini. Please kindly read the verse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Tasmat Om Iti Udratya Yagna Dana Tapakriya Pravartante Vidhunata Satatam Brahma Vadinam. Translation. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity and penance in accordance with spiritual regulations begin always with Om to attain the Supreme. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So you see, transcendentalists are those who are trying to spiritualize their activities. In this chapter, 17th chapter, sacrifices, charity, penances, or austerities in three modes of material nature were described. And also in next chapter, 18th chapter, Krishna will tell that no one should reject, no one should abandon these three types of activities, yagya, dana, and tapasya. So transcendentalists are those who are not satisfied with just yagya, dana, and tapasya performed in particular mode of material nature. They want to make it transcendental, means level of tamas, rajas, or even sattva is not sufficient for them. They want Shuddha sattva. So they start everything from this Omkara. By the way, in purport it is written that this verse, which Dvarakadish Prabhuji quoted, it is from Rig Veda 1:20-20, as you can see from the purport. The lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. The performance of everything on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures the perfection of all activity. So this word perfection is used many times in our scriptures, in Srila Prabhupada's books. Perfection of life, you will achieve perfection, and so on and so on. And of course, what to speak of famous verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sadhusanga, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lavamatra Sadhusanga, and then Sarva Siddhi Hoi. by mercy of Vaishnava association, by power of Vaishnava Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, or means all perfection is achieved. One makes his life perfect. To make one's life perfect, when we're speaking about perfection, to make one's life perfect, it means that we are getting the best result from bad bargain. We are in material world, we have material body, and this Janma Mrityu Jara Vidhi is there, and Adhi Bhautika, Adhi Daivika, Adhi Yatmika, all these things are here. Means it is negative side of this bad bargain, but there are some positive aspects. One of the positive aspects is that nevertheless we can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So let's use this opportunity, which is given in a human form of life. To get best result from bad bargain means the ability to see these positive aspects of the situation in which we are, and then on the basis of this understanding to mold our life in such way that will be spiritually benefited. And we are going back to our wonderful slides created by Radhashyam Prabhuji. And we're going to see what does it mean Om. Om. What does it mean Om? Om Tad Vishnoh Paramam Padam. The lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. What is the meaning of Om or Omkara mantra? The explanation is given by Srila Prabhupada and by previous acharyas, by Madhavacharya. We will read that also, his explanation also. The explanation is very simple. The purpose of Om is that Om helps one to remember the Lord. And performance of everything on behalf of Supreme Lord assures perfection of all activities. So Smaranam, or ability to remember the Supreme Lord. This ability is important, and in different ages this goal is achieved by different means, by different processes. Om, it is one of the mantras. In Kali Yuga we use Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if the person wants his activities to be transcendental and the most beneficial for him, then usually it is recommended to do 3 things that you can mention in your notes. The first point, which is important, is that we should do our activities, our yagya, dana and tapasya in a sattvic way, as much sattvic as it is possible, as much under mode of goodness as it is possible. And the whole 17th chapter basically is about this. The importance of sattvic yagya, dana, tapasya is emphasized. This point, it should be sattvic. Next point is our intention. It should be done for pleasure of Supreme Lord. Like it was also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, verse number 3.9. The principle of karma yoga is mentioned there, that everything we are doing for pleasure of the Lord. It is the second point. And the third point is that it should be done with prayers. One should pray. Om, or there are different religious traditions, there are different prayers, and in Vedic tradition there are different mantras for different ages. In our case we chant Hare Krishna. And when we chant Hare Krishna, it helps us to remember about Krishna. Like Arjuna, he was instructed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita that you do 2 things simultaneously. You fight and you remember me in form of Shyamasundara. Likely you remember this verse, right? You fight and you remember me. You remember me or you meditate on me. It is smaranam process, smaranam process. It is remembrance. But at the same time, when we just chant holy names, not just meditating on some form which we can see, but we are meditating on the sound, transcendental sound. It is also smaranam. It is also meditation. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada, he was saying that people are inclined to overestimate their vision. They are saying, show me God, show me Supreme Personality. And Srila Prabhupada usually he was responding like, do you have eyes to see Supreme Personality? Do you have eyes to see God? And it is one of his responses. And another response is that don't overestimate your vision, because you have other gyanendriyas also, other senses you also have. And if you are able to hear the transcendental sound, it is equal to when we see the form of Supreme Lord. So we can meditate on Supreme Lord in the form of Shema Sundara, like it was recommended to Arjuna, or we can meditate on Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is all the same, it is on the same level, because form is transcendental, name is transcendental, activities are transcendental, and what else? Qualities are also transcendental. So Madhavacharya gives some more details regarding this Om Tat Sat principle. His explanation goes like this. All over creation the Supreme Lord pervades by his internal potency with the omnipresence of Om. As the Supreme Lord is glorified with the greatest respect in all the Vedic scriptures, he is known as Tat. So means Madhavacharya, he explains all these three words of this mantra, Om Tat Sat. Om means he is all-pervading. Tat means that he is glorified in all Vedic scriptures with great respect. It means Tat. And Sat means that he is perfect without any defect, and he is completely auspicious, and because of that he is known Om Tat Sat. So it is another explanation given by one of our acharyas, Madhavacharya. Again, Om, it is about his quality that he is all-pervading. Tat means that he is glorified in Vedic scriptures with great respect. And Sat, eternity, Sat means he is perfect. He has no defects and he is completely auspicious. The following information is confirmed in the Rig Veda. Om Tat Sat is vibrated for propitiation to the Supreme Lord, adherence to the Vedic ordinances and injunctions, and honoring creation, the Brahman or spiritual substratum, pervading all existence, and the Atma or immortal soul within all jivas or embodied beings. Such purport. So Om Tat Sat, very short mantra, just 3 syllables, but so many wisdom is here, so many blessings are here. It is so nice. Let's go to the next verse number 25. Question. Dwarkadish Prabhuji, okay.
In Kali Yuga, we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We don't have to say Om Tat Sat. Just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to say Om Tat Sat? Not necessary, right?
Well, not necessary, but at the same time, if it is there in Vedic mantras that are written in this book, Samskaras, you remember I told you about that book?
Yeah.
Which is used by pujaris, by purohits, those who are doing agnihotras. If Om Tat Sat is written there, then of course you have to pronounce according to this book, according to the standard, pujari standard, purohit standard.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, let's go to the verse number 25. Where is this window? It is here. Hare Krishna, verse number 25. And we will ask Mataji Achyuta to read this verse number 25. Hari Hari.
Tat idi anabi sandaya phalam yagya tapa kriya tana kriyascha vividaha kriyante moksha kangshibi. Translation: without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So again, that it is about liberation from material energy. It should be done, how it is written here, without desiring fruitive results. Just let's remind ourselves about the same verse from Bhagavad Gita 3.9, this one. Yagerhat karma no netra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. The principle of devotional service, the principle how we are trying to dedicate our efforts to Supreme. Work done as the sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. Okay, so how to implement this knowledge? One should act very diligently. Srila Prabhupada is writing here in purport, very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, after whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. This selfless service, one can learn this science of selfless service only if he is spiritually guided by bona fide spiritual authority. Srila Prabhupada, many times he was giving the example that one cannot become good lawyer or good doctor just by reading books. You can get books in library and you can read these books one after another, but you will never become any kind of medical practitioner if you are not under guidance of experienced doctor, experienced medical expert. Purport is very short, so Srila Prabhupada he writes here, to be elevated to the spiritual position, one should not act for any material gain. Acts should be performed for the ultimate gain of being transferred to the spiritual kingdom, back to home, back to Godhead. So the elevation goes according to the three modes of material nature. Like you remember, if someone is under influence of passion or ignorance, especially under influence of passion, usually he is acting for his own benefit. He has his own goals to achieve, his own selfish motives. So if we're speaking about purification of our motives of our devotional service, technically speaking, it means we should elevate ourselves through these three modes of material nature. Means we should decrease the influence of two lower modes of material nature on ourselves. Means less tamas, less rajas, more sattva. If you get more sattva, then naturally you have less rajas and less tamas. I already gave you this book, Sattvic Revolution. Of course, it is not that the whole art of managing three modes of material nature is given there, but something can help. And so, first of all, we should become fixed on this stepping stone to the transcendence. Stepping stone, it means sattva guna. Sattva guna means the main motive in sattva guna or mode of goodness is that one is acting for his own, for his own benefit also, but not selfish motive like selfish motive in mode of passion, but for his own spiritual benefit. He understands, I will follow this process and it will purify myself. It will purify my existence, it will purify my heart. Lord Kapila Dev in 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, I was showing you these verses, he gives the definitions of devotional service in 3 modes of material nature. So the motive in Sattva Gun is that person wants to purify his consciousness and to prepare himself for, like it is written here, for the ultimate gain of being transferred to the spiritual kingdom, back to Godhead, back to home. When someone is really absorbed in 2 lower modes of material nature, usually such practitioners are not able to understand this need of self-purification. They are thinking, okay, I deserve this anyway. I deserve Goloka Vrindavana. I deserve, because I'm nice guy, I'm nice person. But then time goes, and this understanding that Supreme Lord is the purest one, and these different types of contamination and conditioning, it is not needed for spiritual life and for our activities in spiritual kingdom. Then gradually, just being purified by Sattva Gun, person understands that I have to be careful regarding my motives, regarding what I'm doing, why I am doing, and so on. But when lower modes of material nature are there, then this tendency for material gain naturally it is there. And means one cannot avoid it. One cannot avoid this self-purification from influence of 2 lower modes of material nature. That's why it is one of the reasons. It is one of the reasons why all these things are described and discussed in Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean? Charity, austerity, and what else? Yagya in different modes. Because again, this Viveka Shakti is needed. Viveka Shakti, to understand what will make me closer to Krishna, what will work as an impediment for my spiritual advancement. That's why this knowledge is given here. And in next chapter, we will get some more knowledge about how these 3 modes of material nature are manifesting in different situations. So what do we have here? Yeah. Okay, verse number 26 and 27. Mataji Mira, Hare Krishna, good evening.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Good evening, Prabhu. Sat bhave sadhu bhave cha sat idi edat prayujyate prasaste karmani tata sak chabda partha nyujayate. Yajne tapasi dane cha sthiti sat idi chokyate karma chaiva tat artyam sat idi eva vidiyayate. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. The absolute truth is the object of devotional service and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance and charity which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Pritha. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sat also means eternity. It is really important to understand. Supreme Lord is eternal. Absolute truth. He is objective of devotional sacrifice. He is indicated here by the word Sat. Sat means eternity. He is eternal. He is always existing. We are also eternal. Devotional service is eternal. So, and if we do devotional service, we are eternally benefited. It is really important to understand that by practicing devotional service, we put ourselves in this dimension of eternity. And this dimension of eternity is so different from this dimension or this, space, atmosphere, and so on, where we usually, where we are accustomed to act. Material world, everything is temporary. You are doing something, it remains for some time, then it is destroyed. Everything is so changeable. The older person becomes, the more he or she has knowledge and examples and observations how it works. That nothing is stable here. Everything is so changeable. Whatever is actual and relevant yesterday is not relevant today. Everything is changeable. Cultures are changeable. Dresses are changeable. Traditions are changeable. Technologies are changeable. Everything is changeable. And we are eternal living beings. We are Jivatmas. We are Jiva Tattva. So, and the question raises on what I can rely here in this, in my life. I should find something which is really eternal. Sat means Krishna. Sat means devotional service. Sat means living entity. So when all these things are combined all together, means living entities are serving to eternal living entities are serving to eternal Supreme Lord, and they are doing this devotional service by which they are eternally benefited, and they are also eternally bound, connected with Supreme Lord. When all this goes all together, then it is ideal situation. And if not, then our existence is not complete, like it is explained in Shri Upanishad. You will get this knowledge from Shri Upanishad. That maybe I should show you this verse from Shri Upanishad. Like we didn't start Shri Upanishad, but anyway, just I will show you this nice verse about our eternal relationships with Supreme. It is invocation to Shri Upanishad. The idea is all the same. The idea is about Sat, about eternity, about our eternal relationships with Him. Om Purnam Adah Purnam Idam, Purnat Purnam Udachate, Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Evava Shishyate, which means the personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because He is the complete whole. Even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. The explanation is very simple. Complete whole means Krishna. He is everything is comes from Him. He has everything, whatever He needs. And usually, if someone is an artist, for example, someone is creating a picture, he is drawing the picture, or he is writing some poems, some kind of artists. Some of them they are writing poems, some of them they are drawing pictures. Usually when picture is there or poetry is there, usually the qualities of a creator are manifested in poetry or sculpture or picture or movie, whatever. The creator has particular qualities. So these qualities you can see just by observing the picture which was drawn by a particular artist. So the same way, the qualities of Krishna, who is perfect and complete, are manifested in Brahmanda. Brahmanda means universe. Universe, each and every universe. So many universes innumerable universes are coming from the body of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, right? Mahavishnu. They are coming from Mahavishnu's body. And these Brahmandas are also perfect and complete in the sense that everything is inside. Means each and every Brahmanda is like system which doesn't require anything from outside. Everything is inside. So Brahmanda is perfect and complete. Krishna is perfect and complete. And living entity, for example, human being, takes a birth in this perfect and complete Brahmanda and comes to the question, why my life is not perfect and why my life is not complete? The answer is that, my dear human being, if you are thinking that your life is perfect and complete, if your senses are satisfied and if all your desires are fulfilled and so on, and if you are thinking that if it is your conception of perfect and complete life, then it means you don't understand the predestination of the universe in which you took birth, because this universe is not created for your pleasure. It is created for you, that two purposes of material world are here. The first one is that you try to exploit this material nature, you try to lord it over. And the second purpose, when you will fail, and naturally you will fail, the second purpose is that the desire for spiritual life will be there. And ultimately you will go back to Krishna. It is the second purpose of universe. So the perfection and completeness of this Brahmanda, of this universe in which we took birth, we can understand if we understand the purpose of the universe. Otherwise, if we have this false conception of our life, or false conception of perfection, false conception of completeness, then we will be unhappy. For Brahmanda, there is no need to do anything to be perfect and complete, because it is already perfect and complete. But for living entity to manifest these two qualities, perfection and completeness, one has to act according to the desires of Supreme Lord, because he is part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Then these two qualities of perfection and completeness, these qualities belong to Krishna, this quality belong to Krishna's creation, to the universe, and these qualities are they are attributes, qualities of a living entity, but only in case if this living entity is in his natural position of servitorship. So Srila Prabhupada gives the example, very important example here for us to understand this need to be united with Supreme Lord. Again, it is related to the principle Sat. Sat means eternity. We're eternally connected with Supreme Lord, but it is not that we are always conscious about this. So the example is given because the living entity cannot enjoy the life of the senses without being dovetailed with the complete whole. The misleading life of sense enjoyment is illusion. The hand of a body is a complete unit only as long as it is attached to the complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but it actually has none of the potencies of a hand. Similarly, living beings are part and parcel of the complete whole, but if they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. That's all. It is the principle of Sat, eternity. We are eternally connected to Supreme Lord if we are ready to follow Krishna's instructions, spiritual master instructions, the same way like our hand is following our orders. We can we can do what? We can scratch the head, for example. If we want, we can scratch the head, or we can take the glass also. Whatever we want, hand is ready to serve us. So in such way, hand is accomplishing its function. This principle of Sat, it is exactly about living entity who is accomplishing his predestination and his dharma, his nature, to be the part of Supreme. So now, not only 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, but also the Shri Upanishad invocation we already have learned today. In general, I just told you the main ideas, what you will be discussing on that module, when you will be discussing Shri Upanishad. It is the essence. I just told you the essence, and the particular teacher will give you more details. But basically, it is the essence of this idea. Okay, we are going to the slides. Where are our slides? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada and Baladev Vidyabhushana are giving us more details regarding this word Sat in Om Tat Sat mantra. Srila Prabhupada is saying that Sat is used to mention purificatory processes or these samskaras. I told you there is a book. Samskaras prescribed in the Vedic literature. From the time to conception to the end for the ultimate liberation. In all such activities, one must vibrate Om Tat Sat, and because this Rig Veda and other mantras are used in this Pujari and Purahit standards, so you can find it. The same like you can find this mantra from Rig Veda, Om Tad Vishnoh Paramam Padam. It is mentioned in the standards. Also, Agnihotras and also this ceremony of giving upavita or sacred thread, Brahminical thread, it is also Sat, it is related to Sat. Baladev Vidyabhushana gives such examples like the Supreme Lord indicated by the word Sat exists in all other excellent things. Therefore, the word Sat is used during the performance of all auspicious activities. Word Sat is suitable to use on auspicious actions such as Upanayana. Upanayana, again, it is about the ceremony when someone is getting Brahminical thread, and marriage. So again, if you wish, you can get this book, Samskaras, and you can find these mantras there. Okay, some more details. But the Vidyabhushana is explaining Sat. It is about yagya dana in tapasya in case if it gives a permanent result, means if it is done on transcendental level. It is about acts which are done for the purpose of the Lord, Tat Arthiyam, who is indicated by these three names, such as building or cleaning his temple, are called Sat. Srila Prabhupada is giving the examples: broadcasting Lord's glories, cooking, helping in the Lord's temple, different types of devotional service. It is all Sat. There is a letter written by Srila Prabhupada. This letter is mentioned, is quoted in Srila Prabhupada Shikshamrita book. Maybe you have seen this book, Srila Prabhupada Shikshamrita. 3 volumes of Srila Prabhupada's letters, which he wrote to different disciples. So in one of these letters, Srila Prabhupada writes, actually, to judge from transcendental platform, there is no difference between your service and between my service. I translate books, you are washing floors in the temple. From material point of view, there is difference. From transcendental point of view, there is no difference because devotional service is always transcendental. Then he writes, Srila Prabhupada writes in his letter, actually, all these temples, they belong to ISKCON and I'm in charge of all of them. It means actually I have to wash floors in all my temples, but because physically I cannot do this. So because of that, I humbly ask you to do your seva. Sometimes people, they are not happy with their service because it is like routine, like something which is boring. But if we are asked to do our service, if we are asked by spiritual master or by some of our authorities, then it is really helpful because it inspires, because they give us this spiritual understanding of what we are doing, and then we become really inspired. It can be cooking, helping in the Lord's temple, or broadcasting Lord's glories, and so on. From material point of view, it can be, one can say that someone's service is more important than service of another person. Because you see, you washed the floor, and then after a few hours, you have to wash it again. But Srila Prabhupada, he translated the books, and these books will be read for next 10,000 years. So means this result is much more stable than the result of washing the floor. From material point of view, there is difference. From spiritual point of view, there is no difference. So the main idea is, do we dedicate our efforts to Supreme or not? That is the question. Sridhar Swami is writing, activity that has its aim towards the Supreme Self, whose names are these three. Collections of offerings for worship, cleansing the temple and the courtyard, painting, making flower garlands, other activities to accomplish this, laying out gardens and agricultural fields and acquiring wealth. This is work done indirectly for the sake of the Lord, that is also called as sat. Means some people, they are physically engaged in some seva in temple, but some people, they are just donating. But again, it is not the question of activity, it is the question of consciousness, with which consciousness you are donating or you are doing something physically in temple. What about this sat aspect, or this desire to satisfy Supreme Lord with our activities? That is the question. That is the main question. And now we are going to the last verse of our 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is really important. And as usual, Srila Prabhupada, he gives the summary of the whole chapter here in the purport. And very important conception here is mentioned, which is linked to the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And now we will read this verse 17.28. Mataji Maju Bhashini Vishnu Priya. Please help us with the verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Ashradaya dantam tapastaptam kritam chayat asad iti uchate partha nachatat priyate nohiha. Translation. Anything done as sacrifice, charity or presence without faith in the Supreme, O son of Partha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and the next. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So you see, it is the final verse of the chapter. The need of faith is emphasized here, and the very important word ashradaya, or means absence of faith. The very first the very first word in this verse, ashradaya, is here, without faith. We have a few verses in Bhagavad Gita where the result of activities that are done without faith are described. We have few verses, and now we're going to put it all together just in order to understand the whole picture as much as we will be able to understand. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he writes, anything done without the transcendental objective, whether it be sacrifice, charity, penance, is useless. Everything should be done for the Supreme in Krishna consciousness. Without such faith and without the proper guidance, there can be never any fruit. So we can just write few points. You can write few points regarding the activity which is done without faith. The first point, it is useless in the sense that we are not getting the fruits. We are not getting the fruits. It is one point. Another point was mentioned in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It is here. Bhagavad Gita 16.23. Yakshastra vidhim usrijya vartate karma karatah nasasidhim avapnoti nasukham naparam gatim. Just let's remind ourselves about this verse 16.23. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. Means there is no faith in Shastric prescriptions. The result is happiness is not available, perfection is not available, supreme destination is also not available. Also, we have verse 4.40 where Krishna says, ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures don't attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. So again, the same point is repeated. No happiness. Happiness is not available. And that they will fall down. They will be degrading. This point is mentioned here also. So it emphasizes the importance of Shraddha, or faith, where we can get faith. The answer on this question is given here, Bhagavad Gita verse 6.8. 6.8, the last paragraph of the purport to the verse 6.8 gives the answer how we can get this faith, which will help us to attain perfection, happiness, and supreme destination. So Srila Prabhupada explains, this Bhagavad Gita is the science of Krishna consciousness. No one can become Krishna conscious simply by mundane scholarship. One must be fortunate enough to associate with a person who is in pure consciousness. A Krishna conscious person has realized knowledge by the grace of Krishna, because he is satisfied with pure devotional service. By realized knowledge, one becomes perfect. By transcendental knowledge, one can remain steady in his convictions, but by mere academic knowledge, one can be easily deluded and confused by apparent contradictions. It is the realized soul who is actually self-controlled because he is surrendered to Krishna. He is transcendental because he has nothing to do with mundane scholarship. For him, mundane scholarship and mental speculation, which may be as good as gold for others, are of no greater value than pearls or stones. So again, Srila Prabhupada, he emphasizes this difference between those who are trying to study Vedic scriptures from the position of mundane scholarship and those who are practicing. This faith can be can be how to say, can be awakened, can be can be awakened in one's heart if we see before ourselves, if we see a person who is, like Srila Prabhupada, he writes here in purport, who has realized knowledge, and by the grace of Krishna, he is satisfied with pure devotional service. Means he has taste, he has spiritual taste. Vishaya vinivartante, niracharasya dehinach, raso varjam raso pyasya, param drištva nivartate. This higher taste, the lower tastes are, he was able to overcome lower tastes by higher taste of spiritual life and spiritual knowledge. So if we see such person before us, then naturally we come to the conclusion the process is working. The process is working, and it helps us to be convinced. And then if we see this person who is satisfied with devotional service, who is also self-controlled, like here it is written, self-controlled, which is not typical for materialistic life, where people are usually so much worried and disturbed and bewildered. But here in ISKCON, in Vaishnava society, we can see so many dedicated and self-controlled personalities. It is really not so, it is not typical for materialistic life. So we see such people who are becoming inspired to become like them. We have to see the example, how it works. We have to see the people who succeeded in Krishna consciousness. To some extent, they already succeeded. And it will help us to understand that this process works. Otherwise, this mundane scholarship doesn't help. When Srila Prabhupada arrived in US, so many mundane and impersonalist purports were already written on Bhagavad Gita, and no one of these purports helped any person to become a devotee of the Lord. But Srila Prabhupada, he gave this Bhakti purport. He arranged this Bhakti Sastri program, which we take. It was his initiative, his idea to organize Vaishnava education. And he gave us everything. He gave us ISKCON, temples, devotee society, deities, prasadam, and so on and so on. Like in the very beginning of 17th chapter, we already have read that the type of faith which one experiences depends on under influence of which mode of material nature his heart is situated. Should be here, or it maybe it is in the next purport. Let's see. Yes, it is here. It was verse 17.3. The contaminated modes of material nature expand to the heart. Therefore, according to the position of the heart in contact with a particular mode of material nature, one's faith is established. It should be understood that if one's heart is in the mode of goodness, his faith is also in the mode of goodness, and so on and so on. So the same way, Srila Prabhupada, he created ISKCON, he created this environment which influences on our hearts. And we, if we are sincere, we also influence on each other, on hearts of each other, with our sincerity, with our attempts to practice. So he created this place for us to practice. It is so nice. And in such a way, we can become stronger and stronger in our spiritual life if we are doing what? If we are behaving with each other properly, with seniors, juniors, and equals. And the number of this verse is Srimad Bhagavatam 4:8-34 maybe. Just let's see. 4:8. This Narada Muni's instructions should be here. Just let's see. It is here or not? Or maybe, well, I don't remember where it was. This verse where we have the instruction how we should associate with those who are senior, those who are junior. Maybe it is here. No. Okay. Just I forgot the number of the verse. Just okay, let's search. Narada Muni, seniors, juniors, like this. 4:8-34. Very important verse. 4:8-34. So we can help each other with our faith, because this position of ashradaya is very dangerous for one. One will not be happy, one will not achieve spiritual perfection, one will not achieve supreme destination. So we can help each other with this faith, to maintain this faith. Gunad hikan mudam lipset, Anukrosham gunad hamat, maitrim samanad anvichhen na tapair abhibuyate. It is Srimad Bhagavatam 4:8-34. Very famous verse. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate toward him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that in materialistic standards of relationships are opposite standards. And these standards, materialistic standards, they don't make person happy. So he writes here like this. Generally, we find someone more qualified than ourselves, we become envious of him. When we find someone less qualified, we deride him. Means exploit him. And when we find someone equal, we become very proud of our activities. These are the causes of all material tribulations. The great sage Narada therefore advised that a devotee should act perfectly. Instead of being envious of a more qualified man, one should be jolly to receive him. Instead of being oppressive to a less qualified man, one should be compassionate toward him just to raise him to the proper standard. And when one meets an equal, instead of being proud of one's own activities before him, one should treat him as a friend. One should also have compassion for the people in general who are suffering due to forgetfulness of Krishna. These important functions will make one happy within this material world. So it looks like that this verse from 4th canto of Bhagavatam is not related too much with our subject matter with 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But there is link. The link is that if we behave nicely with each other in ISKCON, according to this instruction given by Narada Muni, if we are not following this materialistic standard of relationships, which is described here, then people will be attracted. Otherwise, they will be thinking, what is the difference between these people who are outside ISKCON and those people who are inside? What is the difference? They will be saying, or they will be thinking. So they should feel the difference. They should feel the difference. And like, for example, when we took prasadam first time, we easily could feel the difference between prasadam and ordinary foodstuff. So the same way, for maintaining faith in Krishna consciousness and for being united. Devotees should be united, should be cooperative, and so on. For that, we have so many instructions given by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto. So again, I invite you on Bhakti Vaibhava course, where you will be studying this Srimad Bhagavatam. This knowledge is really needed. It is practical knowledge. Knowledge is very needed. And now we will repeat again what was the structure. What was the structure of 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? What we have discussed in this 17th chapter, which is called the divisions of faith. So the first 7 verses, it was about the conception of faith in general, that if someone has particular faith, this faith belongs to mode of material nature, and the heart is under influence of this particular mode. Because of this influence of particular mode, living entity naturally inclined to accept particular object of worship or object of his faith, to accept this object just because he is conditioned in particular way. Like it was written here in the verse number 4, that Sattvic people worship demigods. Those who are under mode of passion, they are worshipping demons. Those who are under mode of ignorance, they worship ghosts and spirits. So faith is dictated by modes of material nature. It is paradox. Living entity, he thinks, I myself, I believe, it is my own faith. No, it is not your faith. It is external influence of 3 modes of material nature, and because of this influence, naturally you believe in a particular object, demigod or demon or ghost or spirit or whatever. It is the first 7 verses, the conception itself, conception of faith. Then verses from 8 to 10, foodstuff in modes of material nature. Tamasic food, which is not fresh, and Rajasic food, which is food of extremities, and Sattvic food, which helps one to increase the duration of his life and to purify his existence. Again, even food can purify one's existence. It is especially if it is offered to Krishna. Of course, when it is offered to Krishna, it is not just sattvic food, it is transcendental prasadam. So verses from 11 to 13, it is about yagyas, or sacrifices in different modes of material nature. And we were speaking, when we're speaking about yagya in mode of goodness, the example we took our ISKCON temple programs, our ISKCON Sunday programs, that it should include class and kirtan and prasadam, and if prasadam or spiritual food is not there, or chanting Vedic hymns or Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not there, then it is tamasic Sunday program. If we are skipping something, everything should be there. Mantra, class, and prasadam, everything should be there. Verse number 13. Otherwise, it is tamasic program. Verses from 14 to 19 is about austerities or penances, which are performed on the level of body, speech, and mind, and it can be done on under influence of different modes of material nature. It was here. Then verse from 20 to 22, it was about charity or dana in 3 modes of material nature. And then the last verses from 23 to 28, principle Om Tat Sat we have discussed. Om, it is about Krishna. Then Tat is, and Sat, Tat, Om is about Krishna. Tat is about detachment from the fruits of our activities, and Sat is about this idea that we perform devotional service and we are eternally benefited because of that. Sat means eternally benefited. Sat means eternity. This explanation was given. And So mantras can be different mantras in different yugas. The idea is that we should try to do everything as much sattvic as much as we can. Point number one. Then we should try to do it for the pleasure of the Lord. And point number three, we should pray. We should pray. When we pray, when we chant holy names, it helps us to remember Krishna, to remember why we are doing this. And it helps us not to be mechanical when we are doing our seva, our devotional service. So verses from 26 to 27 are very important because, again, this idea that it is eternal benefit which one can get by devotional service, it is really nice when eternal living entity is performing devotional service, which is eternal by its nature, is performing this devotional service to eternal Supreme Lord. When everything is combined, it is so nice. Om Purnam Adah Purnam Idam. It is nicely explained also in invocation to Shri Upanishad, like we opened this invocation. And I suppose now you became even more interested to study Shri Upanishad. This book is really nice. Verse number 28 is about need of faith, faith in the Supreme. There can be different motives why people they are doing yagya, dana and tapasya. Maybe just according to some cultural tradition and so on. But Krishna, he emphasizes here in the last verses from 23 to 28 that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not some kind of traditional culture or customs, spiritual customs, religious customs. It is not about this. It is about our attempts to spiritualize our life and to make our activities transcendental. Some people, they can do different yagyas, danas, tapasyas under influence of different modes of material nature. But faith in the Supreme is essential, according to the last verse of this chapter, 17th chapter. Otherwise, whatever living entity gets, it is not permanent. It is called asat and it is useless both in this life and in the next. So how we can get this faith in the Supreme? Again, we have read it in the purport to Bhagavad Gita 6.8. The guidance of a bona fide spiritual master is needed. Then yagya, dana and tapasya can be performed in such way that we will get the highest benefit, the higher possible benefit from our activity, from yagya, dana and tapasya. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for your kind attention. It was 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Divisions of Faith. And if you have some questions, you please ask these questions.
Yes,
Oh, Dwarkadish Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, this faith actually follows with the karma or after the birth, the association or development of knowledge.
You are asking why we are getting the spiritual faith. What is the reason, right?
Yeah, I mean spiritual faith. I'm talking spiritual faith.
Uh-huh.
Is it actually because of the previous karma that one develops the spiritual faith in this life, or he attains the faith through the association or knowledge in this life?
Usually we consider this to be bhagya or good fortune. It is our good fortune. We should consider we are lucky, we are fortunate to meet a bona fide spiritual master and so on and so on. Of course, we can have some activities in past related to bhakti. We can have or we may not have, but we don't know because we don't remember our past lives. Usually, we don't remember. Also, it is recommended by one of our initiating gurus in Russian ISKCON. His name is Patita Pavana Das. He is Indradyumna Swami's disciple. His recommendation or his instruction is such that one should never think that he has some credits from his past karma, because otherwise he will not be able to estimate his guru's mercy sufficiently. He will be thinking, I have this devotee society and everything because I deserve it, because of my past activities. Better to think, even if something was in my past, and we cannot know for sure what was in our past. Better to think that I had no chance, and only by mercy of my spiritual master, I have started this practice in this life. Even if something was in my past life, what the use of my past life if in this life I would not meet my spiritual master, right? What the use? So usually devotees' attitude to the mercy which we get on a bhakti path, usually we consider this to be maha bhagya, or means big fortune, good fortune, and also we use this word combination causeless mercy. Causeless mercy, and there was one morning walk, where Srila Prabhupada was discussing the subject matter of causeless mercy with his disciples. The disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, we are here in material world and the law of karma is working. Everything has its cause. Why we are saying about causeless mercy? If everything has its cause, there should be some cause if something happens with us. And Srila Prabhupada is answering, causeless mercy, it means there is no cause on your side, on the side of a receiver. There is a cause on the side of a giver. Like Srila Prabhupada, he came to America not because these hippies and drug takers were such nice people that Srila Prabhupada wanted to meet them and to associate with them, not because of them, but because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati asked him to do this. The same way, for example, we are initiated, some of us were initiated by Srila Prabhupada's disciples or by disciples of disciples, it can be so. If, for example, someone is initiated by Srila Prabhupada's disciple, he can meditate in such way that, okay, my spiritual master was asked by Srila Prabhupada to preach at my place, and because of combined mercy of both of them, I have this. The same way like Gopala Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was asked to preach in USSR, and that's why our God brothers, God sisters are very grateful to him and to Srila Prabhupada also. It is really important to meditate on this aspect, that mercy which we have, it is causeless mercy in the sense that there is cause, but this cause is not on my side. And if we meditate like this, then it helps us to remain humble, not to be puffed up, which is dangerous for spiritual life, to be humble, to be able to estimate this mercy. Yeah.
Why I ask this question, Prabhu? Sometimes when we go for preaching, with one contact, the person can able to absorb, understands, build up his faith. Some others, so many contacts also, still they are reluctant to take it.
Yeah.
That is what I say. Is it because of the past karma or how it is built up in them, you know? That's why I was asking.
It is related to Bhakti Sukriti, so-called Bhakti Sukriti. If you have Bhakti Sukriti, then you will be able to just let me find this book. I just want to show you this place in Nectar of Devotion, where it is. Chapter number 3, eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. I will just show you this place. You are going to study this also. Eligibility for the candidate for accepting devotional service means someone is qualified to accept, someone is not qualified. And what is the reason? Just let me find this place.
The mindset.
Yeah, mindset, and again his past activities. Usually we use this term Bhakti Sukriti. So here, Srila Prabhupada, he explains. It is Srila Rupa Goswami's book, but Srila Prabhupada, he is translating and explaining. He explains that in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 4 types of Sukritinaha are described, 4 types of people who are interested in spiritual life. It is some kind of piety which is needed. It is the condition. If this condition is here, then someone can start his spiritual... Okay, I will read this paragraph. These 4 types of devotees have been described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and they have all been accepted as pious. Without becoming pious, no one can come to devotional service. Again, it is about Bhakti Sukriti, because there also can be Karma Sukriti or Jnana Sukriti, different types of piety, which helps one to accept path of Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga. In this case, we are speaking about Bhakti Yoga and Bhakti Sukriti. Without becoming pious, no one can come to devotional service. It is explained in Bhagavad Gita that only one who has continually executed pious activities and whose sinful reactions in life have completely stopped can take to Krishna consciousness. Others cannot. The neophyte devotees are classified into 4 groups. The distressed, those in need of money, the inquisitive, and the wise, according to the gradations of their pious activities. Without pious activities, just pay attention here, if a man is in a distressed condition, he becomes an agnostic, a communist, or something like that. Because he doesn't firmly believe in God, he thinks that he can adjust his distressed condition by totally disbelieving in him. So it is the test. Some problem comes in one's life. If Bhakti Sukriti is there, then this problem makes person to think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not interested in religious life, maybe I should do something spiritual, maybe it will help me. If Bhakti Sukriti is not there, piety is not there, then person will be thinking, okay, I have a problem. It is the proof that there is no God, because if God is there, He will arrange everything nice way in my life. So the same situation, but it is perceived in different ways. That is the point. Does it answer on your question?
Yes. Anyway, I'm still confused a little bit on that.
Confused with what?
Why? For example, so I'm just coming direct to the point. The Indians, the Hindus, those who born under the Hindu religion, originally understand about Lord Krishna, the name Krishna, God, Krishna, But the Western culture or different other people, they don't even know who's Krishna, but they absorb Krishna very fast. And these people are very difficult to absorb Krishna. In the name of Krishna, I'm talking. But God means, God, when we say overall the Supreme Lord is both same for both everybody, whether Hindus or any other religion, same, I'm talking the word of Krishna. Now we are talking about Krishna consciousness. The Hindus find quite sometimes very difficult to absorb Krishna. Whereas others don't even know who is Krishna, they immediately absorb Krishna. That's why I say this because of past karma, how the Sukriti comes in play in place with them, something like that.
Well, you see, it is typical question. Indians, they usually ask us, why you are not Indians, why did you accept our Krishna consciousness? It is typical question. And the answer is, you are saying, how did we accept your Krishna consciousness? But Krishna consciousness is not yours. It is international. It is international society for Krishna consciousness. It doesn't belong just to India, okay? Supreme Lord, he decided to appear on the land of India. It is his choice. But it doesn't mean one should not judge such things just on material platform, on bodily conception, on national conception. You see, once Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they came to Srila Prabhupada and they found this verse in Bhagavad Gita that those who accepted Krishna consciousness, it means they already performed all austerities, penances, and yagyas, and they already took bath in all sacred rivers in their past and so on, and because of that they are pious, and disciples, they asked Srila Prabhupada, so it means what? It means we're so pious that we came to your movement, and Srila Prabhupada answered, he responded, no, it's me who gave you this piety, it's me who gave you this sukriti, this piety. It is the answer on the question why foreigners, they accept Krishna consciousness, and Indians, they, not Indians, some of Indians, they can be not so much interested. It is not because God is not Indian or American or Russian or whatever. It is just because of power, of potency, of the personality of our founder Acharya, who is able to inspire. Who is able to give this inspiration, this understanding, who shows by his own example this Krishna consciousness. That's why this situation with ashradhaya or absence of spiritual faith, how one can solve this problem by being under guidance of bona fide spiritual master, and by being really impressed with the activities of bona fide spiritual master. Then it doesn't matter whose nationality, what is spiritual master nationality, what is disciple nationality. If it is, if the spiritual phenomena is there, if this inspiration is there, if guidance and clarity and everything is there, then it works. Of course, it works by mercy of internal energy of Supreme Lord.
I think, Prabhu, I think the best way to put this question, personalism, impersonalism. Forget about Krishna. We talk, the Lord is Supreme Lord, right? We just name him as Krishna. The Lord is because a name. So there are two kinds of people, personalism, impersonalism, you know. Some are attracted to personalism, some are not attracted to impersonalism, you know. Why this kind of mindset and the faith is coming in?
You are
I
asking,
think that's how you the question.
You are asking why people are becoming impersonalists?
Yes. And the personalism, I mean, when you talk about Krishna, people think it is a Hindu god or whatever it is. We put aside Krishna first. We talk about Supreme Lord. Whether the Supreme Lord is a person or not person. So some are attracted to the personalism, some are not even attracted to the personalism. And this is the based on the Sukriti or the past karma, how it comes into that kind of realization. Maybe the next class we can ask. Now too late already.
So what is the question?
Yeah, sorry, the question is that, you know, personalism, impersonalism. Why these two kind of understanding for the same human beings, you know?
You see, what makes the difference between personalism and impersonalism is that if you are a personalist, you have to serve. You have to act as a servant of Supreme. And this service mood is not always there. In Bhagavad Gita, we have this explanation in somewhere in the 3rd chapter, I think. There is an explanation. I just have to check what is the verse number. That usually people become impersonalists when they have got a lot of bitter experience of associating with other living entities in material world. So then this idea of committing so-called spiritual suicide comes to their mind, that let me just dissolve myself in impersonal Brahman. So basically it is also selfish desire. Of course, a person is suffering, but this desire is about him only, that I don't want to suffer, so let me dissolve. But it is not about service. If someone will meet bona fide spiritual master, Bhakti Guru on his path, then he can become inspired to serve. Otherwise, basically, there is no way to get this mood, this desire to serve Supreme Lord, because we need someone who already has this mood and this understanding how to do it. And if we are under guidance of such person, then we can develop such mood. Otherwise, I cannot concoct how to serve. I cannot concoct the form of Supreme Lord, name of Supreme Lord. I cannot do it. I can just get this knowledge from spiritual master. There is no other option. So some people, they are lucky, they meet devotees on their path. Some people, they are not lucky. And some people, they suffer so much that their desire to commit spiritual suicide is so huge, much more than desire to serve to anything. So it depends on a person. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, devotees. We can stop here. Let's meet Dev tomorrow on Friday. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasinubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your attention.